Welcome to the Axiom. New file detected. Launching file.
Hello world, my name is Leo and today we are continuing the Slay the Princess file. Where we last left off, we started on this very same path in these very same woods and we tried to leave instead of slaying the princess, and we ended up creating a bunch of cabins and a bunch of princesses that all melded together, and then we met the entity, her, in the long quiet, and she gave us the task of bringing other princesses to her. And so we met another princess, a ghost, because we slayed the princess right away. And yeah, now we are on the path once again. So I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm going to do, I'm curious what will happen if I free her both with the blade and without the blade. So I'm going to first say, forget I'm not doing this.
No, you have to do it.
I don't have to do anything. Narrator, whoever you are. And I'll say this. Look, I'll go to the cabin and talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
I think instead of, I might just jump to freeing her immediately. Instead of just trying to hear what she has to say, I might just jump to freeing her and see what happens then.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
I got it.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Proceed into the cabin. As per usual.
The interior of the
No
cabin
mirror.
is almost entirely dust. The only
Yeah, I'm going to skip all the dialogue that I've seen. I'm going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Music stopped. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Oh. I think, did I get the cold princess again? Hi. Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Okay. So yeah, this is the cold
Focus
princess
on the
again.
task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Actually, no. No. I'm going to steel my nerves and step forward. I'm not gonna talk. I'm just going to free her and see what happens.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I'm not here to kill you.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I want to free you.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I have to get close so I can free you. Maybe I should have talked.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Okay, so maybe I shouldn't have brought the blade. But what I will do... You know what? I'll drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
This is a new route that I wasn't expecting.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Yeah.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yeah, okay. What's wrong with that, huh? What's wrong with, being unarmed? I'm
Don't know
a
what you're
gentleman.
looking to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. So, pretty awkward relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here, you're in the world. People who think you're right in the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? How do I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Okay, cool.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
I don't know. What, like killing me or killing her or breaking the chains?
She is. I'm sure of it.
You know what? Let's keep talking. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Why not?
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of... monster?
I don't know what to think. That's why we're talking.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
No, they haven't actually. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I could have don't trust you. Yeah, I'll examine the chains and I'll see what I can do.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Uh-huh.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. This is truly fascinating. Like, being able to talk to her, it's... So, I'm treating this like I treated Disco Elysium, where, like, every dialogue option has the potential for consequences, which is why I'm not asking every question. Like, I have no idea if there's a certain amount of questions I can ask before it triggers something. So I'm gonna, yeah, that's why I'm treating this how I am. So we will check upstairs.
I'll be here.
I hope you'll stay here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
What?
Is someone else here?
Is someone else here? That would be news to me. Why can't they slay the princess? Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Did you lock me in here, narrator? Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Probably should have saved before this, but you know, it is what it is. Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Then why don't you do it? If you're capable of locking me down, well, no, you can't do it. We've established that. You can't do it.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Oh boy.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm gonna save the princess. I'm gonna set her free. Although I don't know if I'll have to censor whatever's about to happen next. We'll see. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Oh my god, that is... Ugh! Don't
Deep
like that.
cut into her flesh.
Don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
No screams of pain or anything. That's,
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
yeah. I noticed that too.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
So what happens now, princess?
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Now let's get out of here.
You're welcome. I agree. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Are you gonna do something about it, narrator?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Oh. Are you taking over the story?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh no. This is so interesting. Oh man, narrator, I hate you. What if I don't? I can warn her. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Yeah, come on. Help me out
Your
here.
body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
She won't understand. She'll think it's me, but I'm committed to this path. I'm committed.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Yeah, let's go ahead and resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
No. You do it then. If you have this power, then why don't you just do it instead of having me do it?
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Oh, are you going to kill me? Are you going to set me free from the conflict?
I'll make this quick.
Okay, yeah, yep.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Welp. That didn't end well.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Cool.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
You know, you could have just let me leave.
This is the end, isn't it?
Not so much.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Oh, it was 100%. I'm getting to see more of the game. And I'm getting to defy you. Chapter 2, The Prisoner. Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his
Where's the
mouth.
skeptic?
There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Huh.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
I know. You've told us like 6 times. Let's see. What if I turned around and left now? That would be interesting. But no, let's proceed to the cabin. Let's see if there's a way to free the princess.
A warning before you go any further.
Yeah.
She will lie, don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
He did. You got a problem with it?
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed to the cabin. So I have to go down without the blade.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few
Interesting.
pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Okay.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Or I won't need it if I want to do this wrong. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to him.
Something tells me I'll never be able to interact with the mirror in this world.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Alright, we're just going to enter the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Okay. Voice of the skeptic.
Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world.
Alright, well, I'll follow the voice of the skeptic.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hey, don't I get to see her? What's the big idea? Hey, don't I get to sit here? What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
You know what? Fair enough.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding to the basement.
Interesting. I did not think the voice of the skeptic would
Don't worry
want
about
to,
We have a knife, so what? It's
take
not
the
like we
blade.
have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
Moving on. Going into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Did I get a new princess?
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Is that new?
Does she remember us?
I don't know.
You walk down the stairs and
Oh
lock eyes
my.
with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
It's definitely going to be a little bit harder now. Yeah, that's, it's going to be a problem.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
I wonder who... Narrator, did you do something?
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I wonder if she does remember us. Let me save again. I'm going to be saving so many times. At all the wrong times. I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Alright, what do you need?
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Okay, fair enough.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Probably could have left. Sit where you were told to sit, sure.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I'm trying to free you. I think you're not much supposed to do locked up like that. Bye! That other chain on the wall, who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Huh.
Maybe it'll fit.
Maybe.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I mean, she doesn't leave the cabin in this scenario if we are both locked down here. What happened after I died last time?
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in.
Oh,
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
I didn't know she remembered.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
Huh.
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work.
She's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Yup.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I mean, I don't know who to trust at all, so...
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Basically, yeah.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
Oh boy. Narrator?
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Yeah, how?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
Yeah?
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Oh yeah, of course, that's what it is.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just... good luck.
Okay. So you're just giving up?
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
Yeah.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even.
Oh, we have not been in the dark for a very long time. You have no idea.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
The princess is just standing here, sitting here,
That's
listening to us in
pathetic.
silence.
I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Yeah.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
I don't think we'll be doing that.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
Fair question, fair question.
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
Uh-huh.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
How?
I won't.
Yeah.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
It's okay. We're just having a mental monologue. You were asking about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
But now it's your head. Yep.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
I thought you were going to shut up.
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Yeah, no. How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice your head is in a shackle too?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
Okay.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Maybe.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
don't know
Though
about
if she
that.
isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
That's fair. Man, all these voices make so many good points.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. That's up to
don't
me, I
know.
guess.
I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Yep, okay. Cons established.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
Well, according to you...
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
So I should just lock myself up and be done with it, right? So with the shackle, I'm not giving you a weapon. You realize that I have as much reason to trust you as you have to trust me. I'm not giving you a weapon in case you've forgotten. You killed me with it last time. I can get you out of here. Hang on. You want to leave? I'm going to be with the weapon. Deal with it. Cut her out on your own. I'm going to inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why not?
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
Possibly.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Okay.
But what if he's telling the truth?
What if? All the what ifs, all of the decisions. It's difficult. I completely understand. Decision paralysis is a real thing.
He isn't.
I am.
Man, inspect the shackle. You know what? We're gonna commit to the shackle. We're gonna see if I can lock myself up down here with the princess. Maybe the princess will kill me, but no matter what, if I get a fake ending, I should be pulled out of it, probably.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What are you supposed to say next? I put myself in the shackle?
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
I mean, it could be pretty bad.
Yes, it's bad.
Okay. The princess shackles me, and stabs me.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Uh-huh.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Huh. That makes no sense.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Excuse me? What just happened?
Yes?
Why did that happen?
Are we stuck here now?
Prison of the mind, become your own jailer.
Yes.
Huh. Well, would you look at that?
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
Well, maybe it'll reset.
What are we supposed to do now?
Nothing. Let's just stay here. Maybe she makes for good company.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Nah, we'll figure something out or something, I don't know.
That's horrible.
Pretty terrible, yeah.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
That's true. Don't touch the shackle.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No. Maybe.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
True. So we're both stuck. No, did you know that this was going to happen? No. So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
Fair enough. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
Fair enough. Then I guess
That's
we'll just
rude.
wait. Wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
And does something happen?
This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
Well, if the chains are magnetized, there must be some kind of mechanism somewhere.
But there isn't.
But there could be.
Time passes.
Mm-hmm.
It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
Alright. Is this where it ends then?
At least the world is safe.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. She doesn't leave the cabin, so the world doesn't end. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, that isn't what I wanted. I need her to leave the cabin to reunite her with the entity.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there.
Exactly.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Well, I'm here and I'm fine.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
Prove it. Prove it.
But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Mm-hmm.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
But maybe that's not how things work in this world? I have no idea.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
So the cabin, the dungeon is falling apart around us? Hey, have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Fair enough.
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence.
You
Yep,
continue
there's
to
something
wait
here.
in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
Okay. So that means we can probably bust out if our chains are good?
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She
Good
hasn't
point.
starved.
Yep. And we haven't either. Otherwise, we would still be here.
I guess she hasn't.
Is there going to be a whole, like, tree growing in?
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
And are we just going to get buried and that's it?
Until suddenly,
Oh,
there are no walls. And then,
we did it. There's no world. The narrator's gone.
and
And that's it. We did it.
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Yeah, I guess so.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
It's okay. Things are going to be okay. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns. You approach the mirror.
this doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
It's okay. You can do it.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Well, the voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The decay you've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
So, is that going to... Will the contradictions eventually resolve themselves, or will they pull us apart?
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Hang on. Oh, this is so interesting. This is so interesting. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. Oh, but they do.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
That is... fair, I think? I don't know. How can you stand to be a contradiction? Probably because she doesn't know anything else.
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
I guess the different voices are the ones that are are my own contradictions. The own versions of myself. Has it been adding a new voice every time? That voice sounds new. This high voice. Have they been adding a new voice to the music every time I've brought her a princess? That would be truly amazing design and composition. It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
My opinion is, like, I understand. It's like, this is just the situation we've been thrust into. I don't think it makes me worse. Do I resent me? No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart.
Fair enough.
Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
She was incredibly patient and not down for small talk. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
Fair enough. You don't know.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Maybe. Have you figured out what you want when we've finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
So, like, yeah, being free. Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
This is so interesting. So incredibly interesting. Like, we're kidding, where like it feels like a love story, and like this is a love story, just not a very conventional one. She doesn't know my character, and my character doesn't know her, and yet like we are so like one and the same that we have no choice really but to fall in love. And then she doesn't assume herself above me. That's really interesting. Like, she sees us as equals. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Fair enough. So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to grow or change? I feel like I've seen this one already.
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets.
So come what may.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Crack. Yep. Everything goes dark and you die.
Upload successful. Click here to view previous files.